The Thunderbolts are celebrated after their covert victory in the first film. Public opinion swings in their favor, and Valentina de Fontaine uses this to demand more dangerous missions from the government. However, Bucky Barnes is troubled. He's beginning to suspect that the Thunderbolts are little more than tools for political control. Yelena also questions whether they're doing good or just eliminating threats for profit. Red Guardian, once proud and bombastic, begins waking up in cold sweats with visions of alternate versions of himself, fighting, killing, dying. He shares his concerns with Yelena, fearing he's being watched. She suspects something from his Soviet past is resurfacing. Bucky doesn't believe in dreams, but he begins to monitor Red Guardian's behavior. Val briefs the team on a rising global threat, the remnants of Project Red Sun, a classified Soviet program designed to create enhanced soldiers through cloning and biomechanical engineering. She claims it's being reactivated. The team is tasked with eliminating this threat before it escalates. Red Guardian panics, recognizing the project name from his deep past. While investigating leads, they learn of a mysterious raid on a Wakandan transport carrying vibranium. It was too strategic for any known criminal group. Wakanda issues a warning: stay out of their affairs. This creates friction between Bucky, who has ties to Wakanda, and Val, who wants to keep investigating for strategic advantage. The Thunderbolts locate an old Soviet base in Siberia, buried in ice and secrecy. Inside, they find cloning pods, DNA strands, and decades-old notes on Red Guardian's physiology. Then, they're ambushed by hostile, fully grown Red Guardian clones. These clones are faster, more agile, and emotionless. The team barely escapes alive. Betrayal from within. Ghost powers are growing unstable again. She asks Val for help, but is denied. Meanwhile, Taskmaster receives secret transmissions from an unknown source, offering freedom and purpose beyond the Thunderbolts. She begins secretly feeding intel to this outside player, laying the foundation for a betrayal. While tracking the clone origin trail, the Thunderbolts are attacked by Crimson Dynamo, Russian-built, Iron Man-level armored enforcer. He's being used as a commander of the clones. He tells Red Guardian, "You were the blueprint. We are the future." Dynamo escapes, revealing the clone program is global and growing. After several failures and growing doubt in Val, Yelena begins making tactical calls in the field. U.S. agent argues with her, claiming Val knows best. The group is divided between idealists, Bucky, Yelena, and loyalists, U.S. agent, Taskmaster. Ghost quietly sides with Yelena, trusting her more than anyone else. Val discovers that the Soviets received advanced biotech decades ago from an unnamed European entity. Clues lead the team to Latveria. Latveria is closed off to outsiders, but the team sneaks in. There they find an abandoned lab filled with highly advanced tech, bearing a single symbol, Doom. They don't fully understand what it means yet. Ghost interacts with the Latvian tech and begins experiencing a psychic feedback loop. She sees Victor Von Doom in her mind, staring back. The team theorizes Doom may have once funded Project Red Sun and vanished afterward. They leave with a recovered power core, unaware it's subtly altering Ghost. Red Guardian is kidnapped by his clones during a stealth mission. One clone replaces him on the team, disguised via implanted memories. As the team moves forward with their next mission, things feel off. The fake Guardian begins leading them into traps. Meanwhile, the clone army goes live, activating in multiple countries to destabilize governments. Fights back, held prisoner in a clone lab. The real Red Guardian faces off against enhanced versions of himself. He escapes and sends a warning to Yelena just before being recaptured. Yelena becomes suspicious when Clone Guardian refers to her as comrade, a term the real Guardian abandoned. She begins piecing it together. Yelena exposes the imposter. Bucky confirms it by fighting the clone and nearly dying. Afterward, the team explodes in conflict. Val admits she suspected the clone all along and let it play out to trace the larger threat. This betrayal is the last straw. Yelena, Bucky, Ghost, and Real Guardian break away from Val and go rogue. As the rogue Thunderbolts move to stop the Red Sun program, the Russian government deploys its official superhero team, the Winter Guard, to eliminate all threats, including the clones and Thunderbolts. A massive three-way confrontation breaks out in Moscow, leading to chaos, explosions, and public panic. Ghost's condition worsens. The Doom tech she took is slowly bonding with her quantum field, making her unstable but powerful. She begins seeing a dystopian future where she destroys cities while wearing Latvian armor. Fearing she'll lose herself, she isolates, but Bucky finds her and grounds her with empathy. Val recruits Paladin, a violent mercenary and former comrade of U.S. Agent. He's brutal, unhinged, and only in it for glory. With him, Val plans to end the rogue Thunderbolts and wipe the clone program in one stroke, even if it means killing innocent people involved in the experiments. A massive train carrying vibranium to Wakanda is ambushed by clone forces. The Thunderbolts converge here: Yelena's team, Val's team, the Winter Guard, and the Clone Army. A jaw-dropping battle unfolds across icy mountains, moving trains and bunkers. Ghost sacrifices her stability to phase through a vibranium reactor and disable the clone's power supply. Red Guardian faces his most advanced clone in a brutal hand-to-hand fight. He's mortally wounded, but manages to destroy the clone core system, halting the entire program. In his final moments, he tells Yelena, "No more ghosts. Be the light." His sacrifice halts a global catastrophe. With the battle over, Yelena confronts Val, leaking audio proof of her manipulation to the media. Public trust in Val crumbles. The Thunderbolts reunite, but agree they must operate independently now, not as government pawns. U.S. Agent, torn between loyalty and truth, chooses to leave quietly. Scene 1. In a dark chamber in Latveria, Dr. Doom watches battle footage from satellites. He smirks. They played their part. Now, let the real war begin. Scene 2. Ghost is seen in a Wakandan lab, being stabilized by Shuri. Shuri says, "You're not broken. You're evolving. Let us help you." This hints at a future Thunderbolts-Wakanda alliance, or conflict.